Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be showing you how to do one of these tests. Oh wait, wrong channel. Hey guys, big ol' welcome back to the channel. We're here today with this boat again, part 2. We're actually going to be starting a new series with this. It's going to be called Restorable or Destroyable. So in today's video, we're going to be checking out the floors, checking out the transom to see if they're solid. Because if they are, we might try to do a half restore on it. And if not, I think you know what the other option is. So, like I said, we're going to check out the integrity of the floor and the transom. We're going to get rid of some of the crap that's inside of it. And we're going to mess around with the motor a little bit to see if it's free, to see if we can get it to crank at all. So maybe in the next video, we'll have a better idea of what we can do with it. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright guys, so as you heard in the last video, this is a 1962 custom craft Stingray. I think they call it a Stingray because of how the hull is shaped. Kind of curves in. If you look at the back there, it kind of looks like an old Cadillac with how it curves in. Pretty cool. So that's why I kind of am hesitant to giving this one the same treatment that the last boat on our channel got. But, I mean, if it's not worth it, it might just get that treatment. But anyways, it's a small boat, like a 16-foot maybe. But, looks like that on the inside. We're going to get that cleaned up, see what the floor is looking like. And possibly see if we can get this motor to spin today. This is also a pretty old motor. It's a Homelite 4-cycle. One of the first of its kind. Because usually at this time period they had 2-cycle boat motors. So we'll clean this out, see what we're working with. Alright guys, so we've cleaned out the inside of this. We're going to wait for this to dry so that we can shop vac some of this other crud, and then we'll pressure wash the inside of it a couple times. This thing should be minty, but as I was walking around in there, there aren't really any soft spots in the floor. It's in pretty good shape. There is like one soft spot here, but it's held up. I stood on it with all my weight and I didn't fall through, so that's a good sign. As for the back, it's got a little bit of cracking going on here and there and on this side, but if we wiggle the motor pretty vigorously, it's not coming apart. So if we do get this running, it might be good for a couple runs. So, but yeah, as you can tell, it hasn't broken off. So next thing we're going to do, pull off this engine cap and see what that looks like underneath. You're going to get a first look with me. Let's pull this thing off.
One eternity later.
There we go. Let's see what we we got? So honestly, it looks like it's in decent shape for sitting since 2003. So it's been like 19 years, possibly. So we got a little bit of a nest here. Probably some birds or mice or something. But other than that, looks like it could use a good tune-up and it might get going. We'll have to find out. Now for the most important question, is this thing gonna spin? Because if it's locked up, it might not run for us, but if it spins, pretty good chance that it might run with some freshening up. So let's see. Oh yeah. That spins pretty well. So it looks like we're working with a free motor that if we put some spark plugs in, a fuel filter, put some oil in, it might just run for us. So we'll check that out next. All right guys, so the next portion of this video, I think we're gonna try to get this thing to crank over and possibly start. So first thing we're gonna do, replace these spark plugs. They've probably been there since 2003. So we're gonna do that. And then we're gonna clean up the gas tank, put some fresh gas in it, and check the oil on this thing and see what we got. Alright guys, so we got new spark plugs in. Not that that really matters right now because we're not hooking gas up to it. We're just gonna hook battery up to it and see if it cranks. But as you saw, we cleaned out in here a little bit. It's not perfect, but just something clean enough so that it doesn't start like an electrical fire. So we're gonna take the semi-truck battery, we're gonna throw her in there, and we're gonna turn the key, see if the wiring's all hooked up and see if it spins. But like I said, this is pretty free, so as long as everything's hooked up right, it should at least crank for us. Michael, give her a flick. Oh, it's got power and it clicked. Turn it back on. Oh, that little red light. Put the key in the on position. Oh, so definitely has power. Click and hold it. Do it again. Do it. Flick it a bunch of times. All right. Okay. Well, guys, I think we're getting power to the starter, which is a good thing. But I think the starter might be bad, so we might pull that off and hit it a couple times and see what happens. All right, guys. So it seems like the starter's getting power somehow, but it doesn't want to spin, so we're going to test to see if it's this solenoid that's bad or the starter. And we're going to do that by rednecking up a battery, using some wires to just skip the solenoid and just see if the starter gets power or not. So well, guys, it spins, but the shaft is not going up. All right, guys, so with our redneck testing method, we ground it out here, and basically the power wire is right here at the bottom of the starter. So when you apply power straight from the battery, the starter spins, but the post doesn't extend really. So the starter might be bad because that post isn't extending, and also this green wire is the ignition wire. When you touch the power wire to the green wire, basically simulating that you're getting power from the ignition, the solenoid clicks. And it clicks, but the starter doesn't spin. So does that mean that the solenoid is also bad? Let me know in the comments. So we determined that our wires were not thick enough and it wasn't getting enough voltage. So everybody, more power, baby! We got some jumper cables, and when you connect power and the ground, it does in fact crank. So starter seems to be good. Might have a bad solenoid. And before anyone else comments, oh, you should have changed the oil in that first, we checked the oil and that stuff's like golden. Looks more clear than honey does. So alright guys, that's going to end our video for this week. I lost some footage pressure washing it again because this whole thing was really dirty. So we're going to pressure wash it like 1 or 2 more times. But took off some more of the paint, no big deal. But as you can see, the inside is a bit cleaner than it was. We let it dry. We're going to vacuum this out again, pressure wash it again, and rinse and repeat a couple more times until it's pretty clean. But anyways, so we know that that's not locked up and spinning. I ordered a solenoid for it, so in the next video we're going to be putting a solenoid in, seeing if that'll make it at least want to start, and then we're also going to be restoring this gas can so we can put gas in it and see if it'll run. You probably won't see this boat for another 2 weeks because next week we have something else in store. So without any further ado, hope to see you guys at the next video. Take care, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later.